君の水蔵を食べたい by Sumino Yoru. What was that? Since there was a possibility of me hearing things, I tried to get a confirmation, and she responded with a serious face. Like I was saying, I don't want to be cremated. I don't want to get roasted after I die. Is that something you should be saying while eating yakiniku? It would be as if I really disappeared from this world. Would it be impossible to let others eat me or something? Let's stop talking about the disposal of corpses while eating meat. I'd let you eat my pancreas. Are you listening? It seems that some countries have the belief that the soul of the person that was eaten will continue to live on inside the one that ate them. Somehow, or rather as per usual, she looked like she hadn't hurt me at all. Or maybe she did, but was disregarding me. I get the feeling it was the latter. Is it really impossible? It probably is, in terms of ethics. But in terms of the law, I haven't looked it up, so I don't really know. I see. That's too bad. So I can't give you my pancreas, huh? I don't need it. You won't eat it? It's precisely because of your pancreas that you're going to die. So, that must be where the largest fragment of your soul is located, and your soul seems noisy. That's true, she roared cheerfully with laughter. She was already this noisy while living, so there was definitely no way the pancreas of this girl who had become an expert on the soul would not be noisy too. I'm sorry, but I never eat something like that. If we compared, she had eaten much more than I did. She stuffed herself with meat, rice, and hormone until she said, "Oh, it hurts." As for me, I stopped when my stomach bulged out to the appropriate level, and I was satisfied. Of course, from the very beginning, I didn't order more than I could eat, and I didn't commit the folly of burying the table inside menus items like she did. After the meal, the waiter took away the many empty dishes as well as the obsolete charcoal stove, and at last brought us sherbet as dessert. The girl who had proclaimed, "I'm not feeling well, and it hurts," returned to life at the appearance of the frozen treat. She took in a breath of fresh air, and as though her complaints had all been lies, she started being noisy again. "Don't you have any dietary restrictions?" "Just basic ones. But even those were a result of 10 years of evolution of the medical science here. Isn't the power of humans amazing? We may suffer from illness, but they don't threaten our daily activities at all. I guess that such an evolutionary pathway is directed at finding cures, huh?" That's true. I didn't really know much about the medical science, but this was one of the unusual cases where I agreed with her opinion. I heard from somewhere that in this world, rather than curing terminal illnesses, treatment is focused on helping people live with them instead. But no matter how I thought about it, technology that should continue to advance is still technology to cure, not a means to get along with diseases. However, even if we said that, we were aware that there was no way medical science was progressing on its own. For it to progress, the only means were to have those entering medical faculties study especially hard. Of course, she didn't have the time to wait for that to happen, and as for me, there was no meaning in doing so. What's next? You mean in the future? I haven't got it together. I don't mean that. Hey, I've been thinking about it since before, but don't you think you're putting me in a tough spot by cracking jokes like that? She gave me a blank look. Then she started to chuckle. She was a person that had extreme changes in facial expressions. I didn't think that she, as a living creature, was very similar to me, but It may have been precisely because we were different that our destinies were different. Nope, I haven't made those jokes in front of anyone but you either. Wouldn't most just pull back? But you're amazing. You're speaking normally to a classmate that's going to die soon. If it were me, it would probably have been impossible. It's because you're amazing that I can say what I want to say. You've overestimated me completely. But I don't think so, since secret knowing classmate Kun doesn't make sad faces in front of me. Or is it possible that you cry for me at home? I don't. Then you should. There was no way I'd cry. I wouldn't do something inappropriate like that. I didn't feel sad, and I especially didn't want to show that emotion in front of her. She didn't show sadness, so it was inappropriate for anyone to do so in her stead. To backtrack on the conversation, what's next? Ah, the topic change. Were you going to cry? I'm going to buy a rope next. No way I'd cry. A rope? Oh, so you're capable of saying things in a manly manner, huh? Could you be trying to make my heart beat faster? Yeah, a rope for suicide. Who would make a move on someone that's going to die soon? For suicide? I did think that suicide would have been fine too. To kill myself before the disease does, but I don't think I'll commit suicide anymore. I'm just buying a rope for the sake of mischief. Speaking of which, secret knowing classmate Kun is horrible. I may even be driven to suicide by the hurt. Mischief? Seems like the talk about whether you're going to commit suicide or not has become all jumbled up. For now, let's just conclude this conversation. That's true. So, have you had a girlfriend? I don't want to hear in detail how you're going to conclude this, so let's just stop talking now. Since she looked like she was going to say something, I took the initiative and stood up. I didn't see the order slip anywhere around the table, so I called the waiter to ask for it and indicated that we were ready to leave. She said let's go, while giggling, and stood up too. Evidently, she was the type of person that didn't end any of their conversations with regrets. This was a convenient characteristic of hers that she had revealed. I thought that I should keep the initiative from now on. After exiting the yakiniku store, we held our full bellies and went outside, where we were struck by sun rays typical of summer brilliance. I narrowed my eyes on reflex. What great weather! Maybe I'll die on a day like this. I had no idea how to counter what she had muttered, but for now, I decided that ignoring her was the most effective means of opposing her. Just like how it was no good to look a savage beast in the eye. It was the kind of feeling. We started to move towards the large shopping center connected to the station after a light discussion. Even if we called it a discussion, as you may have guessed, it was mostly just her talking. The renowned home center within the mall sold a variety of things, including the suicide-enabling robe, which she so desired. Though the shopping center that we had reached with just a short walk was overflowing with people, there wasn't anyone in the robe section of the home center. Surely, the only people that would pick out a robe on a day with good weather like this would be traders, cowboys, and dying girls. The voices of children frolicking about could be heard from afar as I compared the sizes of nails a short distance away from her, while she consulted a young sales assistant. Excuse me, I'm looking for a robe that can be used for suicide, but I don't really want any external wounds, so what type would be the safest for this case? I clearly heard the question that had been asked by the girl who was weird in the head. I turned around to see the sales assistant's obviously bewildered expression, which made me laugh just a little, after which I realized that she had made another one of her jokes, vexing me. Something that was safe even though it was for suicide. That was the joke she'd made. The sales assistant and I were both caught off guard and bewildered, but I put on a smile. I returned the nails of varying sizes into their respective containers one by one, then moved closer to the sales assistant and the girl who I could tell was laughing just by looking at her back. Sorry, she doesn't have much time left to live, so she's becoming a little weird in the head. I didn't know if the sales assistant was convinced by my lifeboat or whether he was just weirded out, but he left us and returned to his own work. Oh, just when I was going to have the sales assistant introduce the products. Don't get in my way. Could it be that you got jealous of the close relationship between me and the sales assistant? Hey guys, this is Angelica. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you liked it and enjoyed it as much as I do. And if you like it, don't forget to hit the like button. Share it maybe to some of your friends who love this novel. I will do my best to keep on uploading these every week, probably every Sunday, but we'll see. I was swamped with my work lately, so I haven't been able to upload it last week. Anyway, ring that bell as well so you'll be notified whenever I uploaded a new one. Thank you, have a nice day, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.